I'm just gonna pull out another one, boys.
All right, go for it.
All right.
How do you tell a bro they are gaining weight? Ooh. Joey.
I mean, you know, last year I was the heaviest I'd ever been, and
I was kidding, by the way.
No, I mean, I was the heaviest I'd ever been, just because, you know, I wasn't working out, I was eating like shit. And the bro that told me that I was gaining weight, was my own father.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, your parents always have a strict. If you've been skinny or thin your whole life, your parents are the first to fucking tell you if you're even remotely bigger than that.
I don't know if it's an Asian fucking gathering, Asian family gathering. You will know from about 10 different aunts and uncles. Just any kind of weight change, and that's how I know.
Well, if I thought you were getting like too big, I'd be like, Joe, you're getting a little big.
Well, yeah, I mean,
if you weren't, you were like totally normal, I'd say.
Yeah, no, well, that's because I was like fucking emaciated, skinny, and
you were really skinny.
When we all first met, I was mega skinny, and then I gained quite a bit of weight to the point where like I wasn't like fat.
No.
But I was fatter, you know.
But what if
my mate was getting a ton of weight? I think I'd be like, hey man, you good?
Yeah. Well, because I was the way I think it.
What's going on?
What if your mate was going through like a Nikocado avocado? You know, at which point do you step in and you're like, bro, what's going on here, man? Are you good?
I think I would start saying something to the point where he's like actually physically really starting to change.
Yeah.
This is something as well that obviously it really does depend how you grew up.
Yeah.
What kind of environment, people you're surrounded by. You know, I grew up in a very, very sporty family, all about doing exercise, all about eating healthily. So to me, it's like my perspective is very different from someone who maybe grew up in an area where maybe, you know, you didn't do exercise or you couldn't afford to buy groceries. You had to eat more fast food. And this is kind of a tough topic to talk about because depending on where you live, maybe people around you all are technically overweight, but it's the normal. So how do you talk about it then?
Well, to me, it's like most of the time that I've found, if you gain like a lot of weight quickly, most of the time there is something else going on, you know, and because like
same with losing weight as well.
Yeah, same with losing weight. Because I'm like, if my bro is gaining a ton of weight and he's happy, I'm like, fucking good for him, man. But a lot of times, and you saw this a lot during COVID, you know, you have some close friends or families that have put on a few pounds. That have put on a few pounds. Me too. And what was the reason for that? Because we were fucking depressed and we were bored and we didn't have anything to do.
Sometimes I get sad when I look at the first few episodes of Trash Taste, where I think I can tell I look skinnier. Right. Not that it matters, but I'm like, damn, I was a lot skinnier.
I think I look back to the beginning of Trash Taste and I was like, damn, I was like too skinny back then.
I think we were all skinnier at the
start.
I
look back at the first episode of Trash Taste and I'm like, that is the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. I look like a bum with my fucking long ass hair and the ponytail. God,
I look back to OG Anime Man videos and I'm like, damn.
Dude, I was so skinny.
What the fuck?
So skinny. Now I'm like, I think I'm sitting around 71. Kilos, which is like pretty ideal for my height and weight. But like, I know as well, growing up in a Japanese household, I will never be the ideal weight. Because Japan has such an insane standard where I'm just like, my cousin, right? My older cousin who is like, you know, I think 99.9% of people look at her and go, all right, you're a good weight. Like, you're not like mega skinny, but you're not mega fat either. Like, you are healthy. And she's always complains to me being like, I need to go on a diet. I'm like, no, you don't. You're fine. Like, stop fucking listening to the Japanese standards because you could be like 25 kilos and you'll still be too fat for this country, apparently.
It's always tough. I mean, gaining and losing weight is always a stressful thing as well.
Yeah.
Especially as you get older.
Yeah, and also I think, you know, if your friends expresses that they want to lose some weight for whatever reason, you should always be supportive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is tough though. The older you get, it's fucking hard. Yeah. Especially if you go out with friends often or something, it's tough.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the mindset. Maybe it's just a mindset, you know? It's just when we get older, we're less willing to sacrifice the things that make us comfortable.
Streaming has made me gain weight. I was like 80 kilos for like doing exercise and stuff for like 2 years. And then like this year, I think I streamed a lot more than I ever have. And I put on like 5 kilograms and I was like, I feel it. I just feel heavier.
Damn.
I've been trying to get it. And it's such a slow process.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, all right, I'm losing it. And you're like, all right, go to Vegas now and fucking drink and hang out with friends for a week. You're like, oh.
You put that all back immediately. Yeah.
That's the thing that's hardest. When you hang out with mates, that's traveling. It makes it almost impossible.
Oh, yeah.
Let's make it tough.
Totally. And especially for us last year as well, we did so much traveling just for Trash Taste, right? So like
traveling's tough. You have to have such discipline to work out while traveling.
Yeah,
it's not the discipline for me. Whenever I go to a country, I'm like, okay, I need to try food.
Yeah,
I need to
go,
try food.
I go crazy.
Yeah.
I go fucking
Because I'm like, I am in this specific country where I really like this one food. I'm going to take advantage of that as much as possible.
Oh my God.
You tell yourself travel calories don't count, and then the reality sets in when you get back home. You're like, oh God.
Yeah. I wish you're like, okay, one day traveling, you have to eat one day healthily. It definitely feels way easier to do one than the other.
Definitely.
All right. Next one. Just going to pull one out. Oh. How to have good taste in anime. Okay.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing as good taste in anime.
There is no such thing
Everybody
as good
has
taste.
shit taste according to everybody else. So just watch what you want and don't give a fuck.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. Give you one.
Give Joey one.
I want to pull one. How do I get better drip? If you go to nonsense.jp, you'll find the most impeccable
Why did you
quotes.
pick that one, Joey?
So please, by all means, head on. Or if you get the Trash Taste stuff, which you can't get anymore. But the next one we drop will be pretty good. All right, next one.
Generally, though, I think how do you get better drip, Joey? How did you learn? How did you learn, Joey?
I think the sad part is you just have to experiment, and a lot of guys
have to experiment.
are not willing to.
I mean, when I was living in Australia, there was no like drip culture or anything like that. At least that I surrounded myself with.
Yeah.
I learned what I liked from Aki because she had a much better fashion sense than me. She's like, oh, I think you'll look good in this, or you look good in this. You try some stuff out, and if it clicks, then cool.
Yeah, I think the main difference is that generally a lot of women are very used to experimenting with fashion styles, and men are not.
Actually,
so much.
that's great advice. Get a female friend.
Yeah,
you know.
No, legit.
And if you don't,
dudes that have great sense, they're gone.
Legit, the best way is to just have. It doesn't even have to be female. Just get a friend who clearly has a better fashion sense than you, and just get them to help you experiment.
When I did the stream at Glam, I had Rin help as well, but also the designer of Glam, who has immaculate drip.
Yeah,
and he was like, "This looks good on you," and I was like, I don't feel like it does."
Right.
But that's just because I almost didn't want to like it because I'd already found the style I liked and I wore it.
Well, that's what's important, right? It's like drip at the end of the day. Yeah, drip at the end of the day, at least from how I see it, is like it's obviously, if you're wearing something and someone says, yo, that looks really good on you.
Yeah.
I think that's just as important as you in your head saying, yeah, I look good in this.
Yeah.
Because if you
tell
don't,
your friends they look good in stuff.
if you don't, even if someone goes up to you and goes, yo, you look good in that, but you don't like it, then I don't think you should pursue it.
Yeah.
I think it's all about like having the self-confidence to be like, I look good in this and people will like what I'm wearing.
See,
and that's kind of how I figured out like that for me was streetwear.
See, my problem is I hate shopping. I just despise shopping.
Why do you think I started my own clothing brand?
Yeah, but the thing is,
I never have to shop for clothes ever again.
But the thing is, right, because like I have like one drip style, right? Yeah. And that's something I figured out when I was like a teenager, or not even a teenager, when I was like going through university.
Sure.
Because I literally just had a day where I just asked a bunch of female friends, just like, hey, can you help me go shopping? And it was just like my kind of like cheap method into, trying to socialize a bit more. And I was like I literally ticked off 2 check marks. I was like, okay, go out and socialize, learn how to socialize, and also get better drip.
Right.
And that was how that's
2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
So what's the style then you would say is like you?
I don't know, like smart casual kind of like style.
I agree. Turtleneck and chains.
Turtlenecks, chains, And I figured out this one style that I look good in and I feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I never need to do this again because I fucking hated that day. I just, to me, I hated the process of just going out and spending an entire day just trying different things.
Yeah.
And I know some people love it. I'm just not that fucking person.
No, same.
I feel like we should just bring Rin on. She's great. She'll tell us all the fashion stuff that we have.
It's that whole philosophy of is the man wearing the jacket or is the jacket wearing the man? It's like
what is that philosophy?
In the sense of
the fuck you saying, Joey?
In the sense of
what is this, Rick and Morty parallel universe?
No. What I mean by that is when you're wearing something that is fashionable, because obviously fashionable is very subjective, right?
Yeah.
It's that whole idea, at least from how I see it, is do you look good because of this particular piece of clothing that you're wearing, or are you making the clothes look good because you're in it? You know, and I think that is very, very different. I think it's that whole idea of drip is just as important as like someone looking at it and going, that thing you're wearing looks good, or you look good in that thing. But also having self-confidence in yourself, being like, yeah, this is the style I like. I feel good. I think I look good. And I think that confidence array is really, really important when talking about like drip, right? Because you can wear like fucking Louis Vuitton and like all these like expensive like drip brands, but if you don't feel confident in it, or if you don't like wear it out, then I don't really think there's much point in it.
Wish I could pull off a trench coat.
You can't pull off a trench coat?
I don't think I look serious enough.
Have you tried?
No.
Well, why not try it out?
The main reason is because it's too damn hot in this country.
Well, now's the perfect time of year to do it.
It's winter.
If I ever go back to the UK, I'll get a fucking trench coat.
Why don't you wear one here?
I don't know.
It's perfect weather to wear a trench coat.
I feel like I don't look serious enough.
What do you mean by serious enough?
I gotta carry a briefcase around and a hat. I think trench coats look so fucking sick on people who wear them.
Yeah.
I gotta pull it off.
I reckon you could pull it off.
I just want a guy tell me what to wear. I saw this like service in Korea where some people like booked out this, let's say, like drip experts, and they will like literally give you different clothes to wear and try out. And I'm like, that sounds like a service I need, man.
Yeah. That actually does sound like a great service.
Yeah, right.
That actually sounds like an amazing service.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, boys, you've never asked, but I can do that. I can be that man for you if you want.
Yeah, the color palette clothing, like Korea clothing service. It's like,
oh wow, this is like serious.
Yeah,
like
science
serious. There's
like,
science behind it.
I can't do that.
And I was like, I can't. I might not go on another shopping day, but I will take this, please. I need more variety in my drip because I know how to pull off like 3 colors.
I like when they're like, you should have autumn, winter thingy. I hate that shit. I'm like, I just want winter and everything else. Like I will figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to have I don't want all these clothes that I don't wear all the time in the year.
Yeah.
I just want something that I have to wear in fucking winter, or something that goes over the clothes that I always wear, which is winter. Like I put on a coat or a jumper. Now I'm winter ready, bitch.
Yeah.
So just buy trash taste drip and nonsense.
This shit is all round, baby. All round, baby.
All right, what's the next one?
The correct way to act in a job interview. Because we have the best advice on this.
I've been in a job interview before.
At our age, we are like, we have collectively had like the least job interviews of any 3 adults you'll find.
I don't know. Okay, I think we
You've
have
had a few.
Actually, we might have a bit more. I think we might have a bit more experience in this than we think, because we have hired we have been on that other side.
We've been on the other side.
We have been on that other side where we've hired for trash taste and we've done job interviews. Thank you very much, Kai.
Yeah, we got to get Kai on to be like, so how do you act? How did you win our hearts, Kai?
Yeah. I don't know.
Kai was just chill with it.
Kai was just chill.
I'm kidding.
I saw his muscles and I'm like, you're in.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I have some employees, I guess.
Yeah.
We're the other side, so I think we can offer a introspect on the other side.
For me, from the other
what do you see?
What do I see?
Yeah,
I got rejected from like 15 job interviews.
I got rejected from McDonald's. I have no right to say.
Yeah, I got rejected from a call center. And a missile company, but I think that might be unrelated.
That's because you draw a dick.
Yeah, that's I drew. Don't draw a dick.
Don't draw dicks.
Don't draw a dick in your job interview. That's one of the most important things. I guess.
If there's one thing I've learned, is that job interviews are fucking awful at telling me how good someone is at their job. In general, like I feel like it's so hard to get a read on someone.
I think it depends on what types of questions you ask or you are asked at in the job interview, right?
But
because just being like, so are you good at like socializing? Are you good at team building? Are you good like?
I fucking ironically, I thought this was a meme going into every job interview. Yeah. Oh, good communication skills. Good. And like, the more you work in a fucking, in an office job or even any kind of job, do you realize how fucking important communication skills is? Because it is one of the hardest things to find in most working companies.
No, but what I'm saying is like those questions, I get why they ask those questions, but you can't get a sense if you're the person, interviewing someone, you can very rarely get a sense of just how good someone is at these communication skills just from this one interview.
Yeah.
Like you need to be like, as Connor said, like you need to be already in that work environment to kind of get a feel for like, okay, this person does have good communication skills or doesn't have communication skills. Because like you can fucking cheese it on an interview and just pretend you have it, but maybe, you know, that's just like a one-time thing, right?
Yeah.
So
one thing I will say is, you know, going from doing job interviews and, you know, having job interviews for whatever position we're hiring for, the one thing that landed me, the one big thing, aside from like technical knowledge, of course, if you're going for a technical role, make sure your technical knowledge is on point. But aside from that, one thing that always stuck out to me, you know, going on the other side, is that I like to know that the person has a personality.
Yep.
You know,
definitely.
It's the little things that can sometimes make you stick out a little bit more. So I like the big thing that landed me the job interview or the job at the BBC. So we did like all like the normal usual shit. Oh, are you a good team person? Are you good at these technical skills? You have these qualifications. Tested on that. And then they saw my CV. I had YouTube experience, and they asked me about that. And then we got on to like a good 15-minute conversation, nothing to do with the job, but just to do with like YouTube, the modern media landscape.
Yeah, I just want to see that you're like a competent individual and that you can
and see
survive.
how much you can actually talk about it as well.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, like, you know, we've done a few job interviews, and you know, obviously every person meets those same qualifications. And now that, you know, we have experience of that, the thing that stands out to me the most is knowing that, one, actually having hobbies and an interest outside is like a big plus.
Oh, totally.
You know, because as much as you see the other side as just like this faceless corporation, there is still normally a human being at the end of it, unless they have outsourced it.
I do get kind of worried when people tell me they don't do anything. I'm like, does nothing make you like passionate?
Yeah.
Does nothing drive you? Yeah. Like, because I feel like that's almost a reflection of, you know, how you feel if you're doing work or something. Because it's like, hey, if there's something that you can't even do for fun, then you ain't gonna fucking do my shit.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just important to like kind of get a vibe check on the person themselves, like outside of any like work responsibilities, to be like, all right, I know that you have all these technical skills, but can I vibe with you, or can my team vibe with you just as a person?
But that's like, I think our experience is more, our industry is very different. If we were talking about like working in a government, I'd be like, don't fucking show your personality.
Yeah, we don't. We don't have any experience on that, so we don't know.
And like, I feel like from my experience there, it's very easy to hire someone who is very likable and very open and very, you know, willing.
Well, I don't know, because like, you know, even in a very technical, even in a very technical position, you could have 10 applicants that on paper seem like they will have a similar amount of technical skills, right? And I feel like just having that edge of just like, number one, having things on your CV or mentioning things in your job interview that shows that you have an active interest in this industry or in this kind of field, without that has nothing to do with the specific technical qualifications, you know, like having a hobby that's, you know, if you're going for a computer science or like a coding kind of like a coding position or something, then have you ever programmed anything out of your free time? Have you developed a game or anything like that? I feel like that gives you such a big advantage to stick out and just like, number one, stick out from a lot of other people that might have your same qualifications, because God forbid, this is a very, very competitive field right now, or competitive time. And number two, it can make you more personable as well. Yeah. If you have something passionate that you talk about, then that's just going to make you more memorable.
I mean, have a passion, have a hobby. I've always been of the mindset that as long as you're a social person and get along with people, you'll be all right. Stuff will figure itself out.
Yeah.
As long as you're not a piece of shit as well.
But I think as well, like, as Garn said, like having a passion, having a hobby.
It's important.
Just, it really just like makes you already just in and of itself a lot more of an interesting person to want to hang out with. I almost
find that like you really get to see someone's true colors when they talk about their hobbies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, someone who, obviously in a job interview, if I ask them why they're qualified, they'll give me all the spiel. But if I ask you, hey, what's this deal with you building Gumplers? Tell me about it. You know, they can really show their passion for something.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more telling almost.
Totally.
Yeah.
and I can figure out what I want to bully them for. So this is great. I don't have to do the research. I'm kidding.
Toxic boss. So I blackmail, bitch.
Do you agree, Malin? Did we give any bad advice that we need to delete?
It's different.
It's different. All right.
It's different.
All right, Malin, the actual boss, says it's different. So,
hey, I'm an actual boss. We're all actual bosses.